Well, it all started about 20 years ago. I was working as an independent environmental consultant specialising in water and wastewater treatment. I was commissioned to come up with a treatment solution, and the best solution was adsorption using activated carbon. The big problem was that activated carbon becomes fully loaded with organics as you use it, and you get to the stage where it has to be emptied out of the system and sent for either disposal or regeneration. I was looking for a new way of doing this where we didn't need to interrupt the water flow, and having a background in doing electrochemistry, I realised that if we were using a conducting adsorbent material, we might be able to do the electrochemical oxidation on the surface of the adsorbent. This would allow us to use the material both as the electrode and as the adsorbent. That would mean that we could oxidize the organic and destroy it, but also recover the adsorbent for reuse, giving us the potential to have a system that would keep running without any interference.
The benefits of Arvia's proprietary technology is that we've combined electrochemistry and absorption techniques. 20, 30 years ago, people weren't aware of the potential risks of releasing things like micropollutants, APIs, EDCs into the water. Today, we're much better aware, we're much better informed of the associated risks.
In the past, the industry was not as complex as today. Wastewater treatment plants used to have biological treatment plants and chemical treatment plants. But these plants cannot thrive in the current time or in the future because industry is becoming more complex each day. In order to cope and to treat these pollutants, these complex pollutants so persistent in the water, we need to have a creative system, a smart one, like the NIX.
Arvia have now created a solution which allows us to treat water down to parts per billion level.
And that's why when you have very low concentrations of organics, we can theoretically put very low currents through. So the amount of power you need, the amount of energy you're using is very small. So the carbon footprint of the process becomes very, very low. The NIX system has a number of benefits compared with other technologies. We don't need to add chemicals to the water before we treat it. We don't produce any toxic sludges or waste products from the system. It's a continuous system which you can start up just by pressing a button, and it instantaneously starts operating. The system is very simple and there are no moving parts, and it means it's a low maintenance operation.
So as a business, we're going through a growth period and provide the best quality to the customer. We're implementing our own internal management system, which will meet the ISO 9001 standard. Moving forward from that, we'll also be aiming for ISO 45001 and ISO 14001, the environmental standard.
The problem with our field of industry that every client has its own specifications and its own pollutants that goes into his or her wastewater. So every wastewater stream is different from the other. So our technology must be custom or tailor-made for each customer.
So we have a few pharmaceutical applications going on in Europe. So from the start of the year, we went to a site in Belgium, and that was pharmaceutical. A similar application is in Austria. There are also interests in China regarding pharmaceutical companies. Another exciting industry is aquaculture. So there's a site that we're dealing with in Poland and across in South America as well. And their trials are looking positive. Really excited about seeing that. There are agricultural needs to remove pesticides, herbicides, certain fertilizers from the water, and we're addressing those. And those would be in the Middle East as well as in China again. There's quite a broad spectrum that we're dealing with.
For companies that are concerned around water scarcity and are wishing to invest in a program to increase water reuse, I would encourage them to come and talk to Arvia. We have a team of experts with significant knowledge across a range of industries that will be able to help them find a solution.